Welcome again to Revolve Outdoors. Delaney Lewis, Jonathan Socha. Today we want to talk about the P-Series blind. It's a different version of one of our hunting blinds and used in different applications and in the same applications, but just a completely different setup. So Jonathan, if you don't mind, kind of show what he's got it on him right now. It's lightweight, it's got a backpack. It is a blind, and Jonathan's going to show you how to set it up and kind of what it looks like.
If I can find the opening.
Camouflage. Great camouflage.
Yeah. There it is. So first thing, I'm gonna grab this paracord winder spool, and I'm gonna wrap it around tree number one.
Okay, so you're just basically hooking it onto the tree, and it's got a little S-clip to hold it in position.
That's right.
In this particular blind, you're using 2 trees versus 1. Is there a scenario where you could use it on 1 tree?
This blind, no, sir.
What if we hung it off of a tree limb? Maybe. Possibly. There's potential for using it, but it's really designed to be suspended between 2 trees. And the difference is, this particular blind, the paracord is only holding the weight of the blind itself. So it's not suspending a person's body weight. And that's why we're able to do it. Have a little S-binder to help kind of ratchet and pull that tight on that end. Basically, all you need is 2 trees, and really doesn't matter what size tree it is, because it's not.
As long as you've got enough paracord to go behind it.
Correct. Yeah. Then you basically just flip it up and move the bag out of the way.
A little bit high right
Yeah, bring it down, and all he does, he brought it up tight, saw where to adjust it back closer to the ground. He just loosened the S-binder a little bit, and voila, you have a blind. And this one does pivot and rotate with the hunter. And so what I'll do is I'll kind of get into it and show you what it is. This is just a common chair that you can find just at most of the hunting and outdoor stores. Nothing fancy about it. It is a smaller frame chair, but basically set the chair up, get into it, and button myself in to some degree. And you can see it rotates with me. And it's just basically because it's in contact with me and the chair on the inside. Would you hand me the bow so I can kind of give them an idea of how that can work? So if I'm bow hunting with this blind, then, obviously I've got my bow on the inside. I can lean it up against the wall of this is the Kadura material, so it's got some rigidity to it. But I'm hands-free, if you guys can see that. But this is the way it would look like to shoot out of this blind with a bow, a compound bow. You can see that it's just very little movement on the blind itself. Hand me the rifle. And as you guys can see, when we talk about and we show guns and depict guns with our blinds, this is a pellet gun. So if any of you critics out there, laugh about the gun that we're using, this one is something that we can beat up. We don't have to worry about safety and all that too much. So if I do inadvertently point it at the camera, don't freak out on us. But anyway, this is kind of how it is. I've got the gun inside the blind with me. And, if I needed to make a turn on an animal and then bring it out, like that. Very little outside movement of the blind to get where we need to be. So anyway, there we go. And then another thing that you might be asking, Jonathan, let me see your phone for a second. This area right here, if you see the hole, this is actually it's a phone holder that we designed so that we can actually film our own hunts, and we can do it with our own phone. So we don't have to bring an additional camera to it. And as you can see, it's aiming wherever my opening, here's where I'm going to be shooting from, whether it's with a gun or a bow. And that camera on that phone is in that opening and it moves along with it. So we've had a lot of success getting some footage of hunting and actual kills with it. Let's see what else. Like I said, this is the Kadura material. It is waterproof. We do have this option.
Timber,
Yeah,
mesh.
we can do it in the mesh. It's lightweight, super lightweight, especially because it doesn't really come with a chair. Now there are other options. If someone wants to run and gun, I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these, but you can buy them in different spots. It's a collapsible bucket. We use them sometimes with this blind. You can just put it in the backpack, set it down, and basically you just got a super lightweight hunting system that still allows me to do all the things that I needed to do before, but just pack it right down into the blind backpack itself. So this is really it for the introduction to the P-Series. Like I said, it can be used for different applications in the same type hunting scenarios, but you just saw what Jonathan did. Another thing you can do with this one is if, the angle that you need to be able to see changes, just slide it along and it changes, the look that you get through your look.
And you don't really have to get out of the blind to slide it along.
That's correct. Yeah. This, what this one was built to do was to allow hunters to do things that some of the other ones weren't able to do. Basically, nothing's off limits with this one if you have two trees or a good limb. But it gives you all the benefits of the other without the seat, which makes it a little more cost effective. But anyway, so that's it for the P-Series. If you guys come to the come visit us on our Facebook or our website at Revolve Outdoors.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for joining us. Join us next time when we're creating a new experience in hunting.